This isn't a utopia pitch. This would be a real bill, grounded in reason, built for function and aimed at one outcome: giving people back control over the foundations of their lives. Housing isn't optional. It's the baseline. Without it, you're not free. You're not safe. You're not a citizen in any real sense of the word. You're a renter in someone else's empire. The Minnesota Housing Sovereignty Act of 2027 would be a 2-year pilot program that will authorize and fund the creation of 5,000 high-quality, climate-resilient 3D printed homes across the state. Homes that ordinary working people will lease to own and eventually take full title to. This isn't charity. It's not a subsidy for the broken housing market. It's an exit from the housing market entirely. For decades, our government has thrown money at landlords, banks, and developers, hoping to incentivize them into giving people a place to live. It hasn't worked. Housing prices keep rising. Wages stagnate. And all we get is more luxury units no one can afford and more rent vouchers that disappear into the bottom lines of corporate landlords. It's not a system failing. It's a system working exactly as designed. That ends here. The pilot establishes 5 fabrication hubs around the state, in places like Red Wing, Northfield, Mankato, St. Cloud, and Duluth. Each hub will fabricate 500 homes per year over 2 years, for a total of 5,000 homes. These hubs will be publicly owned and operated in partnership with local municipalities and state colleges. They will also serve as training grounds, with vocational tracks feeding in from regional universities and tech schools, where students learn to build the future and graduate directly into employment. Each home will be printed using modern cold climate composite blends, geopolymer cement, hempcrete, and recycled fiber polymers, all sourced and standardized to maximize thermal efficiency and structural strength while minimizing cost. The base structure of a 2-bedroom home will cost around $30,000. Plumbing, electrical, weatherproof fixtures, kitchen and bath installs add another $10,000. Internal finish brings that to $48,000. Add on rooftop solar, vertical farm capacity for small-scale food production, and water recycling systems, and you're looking at $62,000 per finished home. Durable, sustainable, and ready to live in. That's $310 million for the homes. Another $100 million to stand up the fabrication centers, $50 million for materials R&D, local planning, legal coordination, and workforce education. Total investment, $460 million. That's what we spend every few months on state tax breaks for corporations that ship jobs out of the state. This time, that money builds something real. The ownership model is lease to own. Residents pay a capped income based on monthly cost, never more than 25% of your monthly income. After 15 years of occupancy and stewardship, they own the home outright. No mortgage, no rent, no foreclosure risk, no private equity fund swooping in to flip it. These homes will never enter the speculative market. They will be owned by the people who live in them. This is about restoring what Enlightenment thinkers understood as the foundation of liberty, a life grounded in material security. You cannot philosophize freely, vote honestly, or raise a family with dignity if you're at the mercy of a landlord every 30 days. Freedom starts with shelter. Sovereignty begins when no one can evict you from your own life. And we're not just providing homes. We're building systems that build themselves. Every fabrication hub is a factory and a school. Every university partnership turns tuition into infrastructure. The longer the program runs, the cheaper each home becomes. The supply chains stabilize. The fabrication lines scale. Eventually, cost per home drops into the $40,000 range. And once the core infrastructure is in place, production can expand on demand. If a region is ready to double its housing output, it doesn't need new legislation. It needs concrete, labor, and a go-ahead. The Act also empowers municipalities to apply for expansion grants once demand exceeds local supply, making the system responsive without red tape. The state remains the backbone, but control shifts outward. This is not about building a new bureaucracy. It's It's about dissolving the old dependencies and replacing them with institutions of material sovereignty, run by the people, for the people. This is Enlightenment socialism in action. It's not ideology. It's public reason applied to public need. We do not worship the market. We do not beg capital to solve the crises it created. We use science, training, and democratic control to solve the problem directly. The goal isn't growth. It's eudaimonia, human flourishing, the kind that looks boring on spreadsheets but feels like peace when you come home at night and know that no one can take it away from you. That's what this pilot delivers. 5,000 families who will no longer be controlled by rent. 5 regions that will train and employ their own people to build lasting housing stock. A new model for a new era, where the state doesn't exist to protect property, but to transfer it into the hands of those who live by it, live in it, and live for something more than profit. No more slumlords, no more tax write-off evictions, no more working full-time to make someone else rich off your roof. We end the reign of landlords, one printed home at a time. And when the country is ready, Minnesota will already have the blueprint.